Good evening. Good evening. Okay, here we go. All right, thank you, Mrs. Pellizzari. Okay, so first of all, if a chiropractor was remaking the Harry Potter movies, what would be the name of the main villain? Lord Vertebrae. What's been rated the most popular movie by all chiropractors? Jurassic Park. Anybody here take anatomy? Okay, all right, well, you're missing out. Okay, all right. So anyway, round of applause if you are getting older. All right, stop. High school students, no, does not count. When you are getting older in high school, you are just growing up. Okay, when you're growing up in high school, you're learning how to drive, you get your first job, start making money, take an AP calculus, fun things. So let's try this again. No high schoolers this time. Round of applause if you are getting older. That was better than I thought, but it was still kind of aging and feeble, okay? That sounds like a group of people that have thrown their back out, reaching for their car keys. But that's okay. I've had some of my own problems as well. I haven't thrown my back out going for car keys, but I have thrown my back out sneezing. It happened. I was standing there at home, and I just went, and I'm down there like this, and then all of a sudden, I was Travis Scott before Travis Scott. Because when I tried to stand up, I just kept going, feet. So the folks that threw their back out for the keys, you won't get that joke. Don't worry about it. But the kids do. Okay. Now speaking of which, what is a chiropractor's favorite part of a book? No, you didn't raise your hand. That doesn't count. So the answer is the spine. Thank you. Remember that next time. Okay. All right. What did the funny chiropractor say to the yoga instructor? Hernia good jokes today? All right. So anyway, so I have been going to physical therapy for some back problems, but it has nothing to do with sneezing. That was years ago. And but I'm supposed to go every week, but it's hard to get an appointment because I have so many activities after school. Tutoring and all that kind of stuff and meetings and whatever. But there's also a shortage of physical therapists, both in Louisville and just nationwide. Now my solution was going to be to get the military in here, round people up, and force them to learn how to become physical therapists. But that idea was canceled, so I couldn't use it. But I do have a homegrown solution that I think will work instead. So, Mr. Collins, are you here? Are you here? Oh, there we go. All right, Mr. Collins. All right, so this one's going to be for you. So I've got a homegrown solution to the physical therapy problem. And it's we've got a lot of MAGA stuff going around, or MAGA if you're more highbrow. And, the rich MAGA, that kind of stuff. And but what I've got instead is MAGA. And that is make America's back hurt less again. Come on, give me a USA on that one. USA! Okay, that's enough. This is not a rally. Stop it. Election's over. Okay, but anyway, this is something we can go to Mr. Collins with. You want to pressure your school board with lots of loud chanting and yelling and threatening. That usually seems to get the job done. But what we need to do here at Eastern is to start a physical therapy academy. Because as we know, academies solve most problems. So, if we start a physical therapy academy, first of all, you got to have a budget for it. Well, we know that's going to be cut under the new guy. So if you don't have the budget, then you got to have a classroom. Well, we're good on that. Textbooks, we don't need no stinking textbooks or whatever, but we really need an instructor. Now, we could go out into the physical therapy world. It's a crazy bunch. But we already said there's a shortage, so we need someone that's already here. And so I figured it out, because you need to have someone that's willing to teach 3 courses, someone that's got a lot of energy. And she doesn't even know she's going to be the right person for it. But on Monday, I want you all to go find her and tell her, but it's going to be Miss Pittman. See, look at that. Look at that. I just said Miss Pittman. And what do I hear when I hear Miss Pittman? There you go. That's why she'd be the perfect choice, okay? Because, after 3 courses, that's what you need to get your pathway. After 3 courses, all of these Eastern student graduates would come out walking, talking, and acting just like Miss Pittman. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't our society be better if we had that? And I can already tell what the first meeting with the client is going to look like of a Pittman graduate. It's going to go something like this. Okay, good. Well, hi, come on in, honey. Oh, I bet your back's hurting, isn't it? Well, I tell you what, after 3 courses with me, we're going to get you moving faster than Mr. Coombs on his motorcycle. Let me tell you what. Now, to help you out, so we get this part straight, I got to tell you a little story. It's going to be great. You're going to love it, honey. Okay, when I was a little girl, I went to a 1-room high school back in Haphazard County. And anytime we would get in trouble in class, now I wasn't the one getting in trouble in class. That was that silly Jenkins who kept pulling my pigtails. So one day in class, I went and just pulled her pigtails back. And then I got in trouble for it. And that's not fair. That's not the point. You don't do that either. So anyway, whenever we get in trouble in class, our teacher would send us into the corner of the classroom and call us a dunce. Can you believe that? Call us a dunce. You don't even know what a dunce is. Today, that would be verbal assault. But anyway, back in Haphazard County, he would send us over to a stool in the corner next to a cast iron potbelly stove that we used to keep the 1-room high school warm in both the winter and the summertime. And we'd heat it up with clean coal that we had to dig out of the mountains ourselves when we were walking to school. And we'd have to sit on that stool like some old dunce. Just like this. Sound Jenkins pulled my pigtail. I pulled the pigtail back, but I get in trouble for it. That's not fair. So, here's how the dunce stretch goes. So what you're doing is you're going to sit on this stool, and you're going to hunch over like you're some old dunce like this. And why are we doing this? Because we are stretching out our lumbars, our rebars, our row bars, our boo bars, our mo bars, and o bars. And all of them muscles in your back that you need to straighten out and stretch up so you can fly right and get you moving faster than Mr. Coombs on the motorcycle. And then you're sitting there like this, and the teacher asks a question in class, and you know the answer to it. So you turn around your stool on that next to the cast iron stove you used to keep the high school warm winter and summertime, and you sit up nice and straight, put that hand right up there in the air. And why are you doing that? Because you're going to stretch out your lumbars, your rebars, your row bars, your roo bars, your boo bars, and your Bo Jackson. And then you got your hand up, you're going to answer that question. The teacher turns around and says, hey, you stop it, you old dunce. And you turn around that stool next to the cast iron stove, keeping the high school warm winter and summertime. You hunch back over again like some old dunce. And what are you doing when you're sitting here like an old dunce? What are you stretching out? What's the first thing you're stretching out when you're sitting here like a dunce? Rhubars. All right, what else are you going to stretch out? Rhubars. Then what else are you going to stretch out? And what's that big one at the top? Bo Jackson, that's right. Then you turn back around and put your hand up again. You're going to stretch everything out again. We're going to do this 30 times. 30 times to get that back straightened out. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to do the Sligo spine slide. And then you'll really be fixed up. Thank you. So, once again, parting words. Pressure your school board, pressure Mr. Collins, pressure SBDM, go right to the Courier Journal, any other media, TikTok that you can find, and demand that Eastern High School, MABLA, Make America's Back Hurt Less Again, USA, USA. USA. Play me out, Ms. Pellizzari. Thank you.